Good morning, Africa, and welcome to Leadership Hall on African Town Hall Television this Monday edition. I am Bright Additional, and I will be presenting with my regular face from the Abuja studio, Francis Imeribe. Francis Imeribe, good morning.
Good morning, Bright. How are you doing today?
Fine. I hope your weekend went well.
Yes, it was. Thanks.
It was an amazing weekend, having a lot of things that played across political system in Africa, Nigeria precisely. I hope you followed the trend.
I was. And it's challenging for us in this time.
Okay. If you're viewing us, we'll be having a very special edition this morning as we have one of our special guests who have become so successful in entrepreneurship and every other aspect of field in life generally. We are bringing him on stage this morning to talk to us as we always do it on Leadership Hall. He's going to be sharing his personal experience. He's going to share with us how he started and where he is and what his political viewpoints are and how you yourself can learn from him so that you can become a better person in future. You can join the conversation in our simple term. Just click on the chat bar and type in your question, answer, suggestion, and send it as soon as we see it. We'll pull it up and talk about it. And while doing that, please be be very careful of deflammatory statement. So we are talking about no other person but Nwaelele Ugochukwu, who is a strategic management consultant with over 11 years of practical hand-on experience in strategic business management in West Africa region. This man that I spoke about holds a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting from Nkrumah University of Ghana, and he also holds Master of Science degree in accounting from the University of Port Harcourt. He is a PECB certified management system auditor and OSH oil and gas safety professional, as well as a fellow of Emergency Crisis and Risk Management Institute of Nigeria. He is equally an affiliate member of World Safety Organization and Red Cross Society of Nigeria and SAP Finance Associate. Mr. Ugochukwu is a general area, has a general areas and expert, rather has a general expert interest in quality, health, safety, security, and environmental management. He specializes in iOS management system audit and training and has a long track record in implementing and management system. He implements top team effectiveness training and development program as well as business transformation program and talent branding, including all that has to do with talent development. He has vast experiences in ERP finance and as a human resources management, he has grew up the rank of managing SAP Academy Port Harcourt before settling as an entrepreneur. Currently, he is the CEO of Clarion Tech Service Nigeria and a board member for African International Distribution Associate. He is serving as Lagos State Coordinator for World Safety Organization. Mr. Nwaelele Ugochukwu, if he's there, please pull him off so that we can have him on the stage to start this conversation this morning. This is quite a wider profile, and looking at it shows that the person we are holding on the stage this morning is not a small person. Those days in our mission field, when we get people like this, a missionary will use a slogan, "This is a big fish." I think in Africa we have really gotten a very big person that is going to be addressing African youth this morning. Mr. Ugochukwu, good morning and welcome to Leadership Hall on African Town Hall Television.
Good morning, Mr. Bright. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, and you are looking very big, just as the profile is huge. As big as the profile is how you're looking.
Thank you.
Let's go straight. Apart from what I just read about you, is there anything that you would like us to know about you that other youth out there don't really know or that was not included in the profile that I just read? Will you mind talking about it in a few minutes?
Well, the profile you read is my professional life. I am a father and husband to a beautiful wife, Petra Nwaelele. I have 3 kids, Mihioma, Onyekachi, and Uchenna. I'm a Christian. I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I love to learn. My hobby is learning and making new friends. Okay, so I think those are not included in the profile. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Francis Meribe, I hand you over to him.
Okay, thank you. It is a pleasure to be with you today, Mr. Nwaelele, and the African Town Hall Online Television and the Leadership Hub principally tries to help the rising generations to learn from those who have experienced them. So will you please share with the rising generations of Africa your academic experiences, whether they were rosy or had including your personal skills, how you acquired them, and just share with us generally how you got about to the level where you are today, having very good education and doing everything you can to improve yourself, and then also a rising entrepreneur.
Thank you very much, Mr. Francis. It's not been an easy one. When I got to the point of after my full-time mission for my church in 2007, 2008, I needed to go back to school. And one thing I've always loved doing is being independent. I do not like depending on people for anything. And so for me, it was a big challenge how I would get to school for the next 4 years. I would need to call home each time I needed some support. And so while I was thinking, I came up with a plan, and that plan has helped me even till this time. You know, I looked at the African system and how difficult it is for students to get something doing alongside schooling. After school, you're not guaranteed of employment. You have to wait for as long as they'll keep you at home before the NYC call comes. After the call, some people would come back home who are not lucky and start job hunting. And so I thought of all of this process as a very long sentence, sentencing me into what I wouldn't really like. So I came up with a pattern of combining schooling and working, you know, and so I began to search for a school that would allow me school part-time for first degree and work alongside. And I was fortunate to find one. So the first thing I did for the first 3 months, I had to go learn a skill in computer maintenance, you know, so because I needed to have a little skill. So I learned that for 3 months before I got an admission. And then I got an admission to school, my BSc for 4 years. It was a part-time schooling. My classes would start by 5 p.m. and end by 9:30 p.m. So I had a lot of time during the day. So with the little skill I had acquired, I was able to help friends, family, and others, church members, fix their computers. And gradually I raised up some finance to start a small business. It used to be a business center until gradually I grew it into a printing press, and it served a good number of my lecturers in school. So while I go to school in the evening, I'll study, I will also network with lecturers, get handouts and books. I'll come back to my printing press, print. And then, so I had employment. I was also schooling. Now, 3 years down the line, the printing press grew up to something bigger. And so I set up an IT school alongside, and so it became big. I employed others who worked with me, who were students too. And so we worked in my business, the 2 companies, and we grew it to a large extent until the time when I graduated. So I didn't have to depend on family or friends to support me through school. You know, I had to do it myself because the business grew. I had some funds, I could pay my fees, I could pay my rent, and by the time I knew it, the 4 years was there, the degree was in, the company was running. But again, this was in Ghana, and so I couldn't carry the company back to Nigeria because I needed to do my NYC. It's important that we give back to the society and community, and so it was important I located back to Nigeria. So I had some people manage it temporarily while I returned. And so in the course of my NYC, I had built some competence. And then shortly after NYC, I got a job, 3 weeks after service. And so I got a job in SAP Academy. And in a short period, I got in as an accountant, but in a short period, I was promoted to be the manager because of the things I could do. You know, I had run my own business and I had the trust of my employer. And so he was confident in allowing me lead the business. So after 1 year in SAP Academy Port Harcourt, I resigned because I needed to set up. It's not my thing to be an employee. So I sold the business I had in Ghana with the little savings I had made, and so I set up Clarion Tech Services, which this was in 2015, and in Port Harcourt then. But today we're expanded across Nigeria. We have the Port Harcourt office, we have the Lagos office, 2 offices in Lagos, mainland island, Abuja, and recently we launched the Accra, Ghana office. And so it's been schoolwork. Even when I decided to do my master's degree in Uniport, I took the same pattern of working and schooling in the evenings until it's done. And currently, I picked up a form for an MBA in HR with Majai Crowther University, and so I'm on it. I've never been out of school since 2008. I've been schooling even till now, and so it's a pattern I found for myself. It's a pattern of schooling and working, and it has become part of me, you know, and this is me now. I'm enjoying it, and so along the university things, I also set a goal for myself to at least acquire 1 professional certification each year, you know, and that is one thing I've been doing. So with the courses I provide, I sit for 1 exam or the other every year to qualify to be able to get the authorization for my company to be able to deliver those courses in Nigeria. And now we're expanding we've gone into Ghana, and we hope to expand to other countries as time goes on. So it's not been easy, but it's a lifestyle, and it has become easy.
Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Yes.
Well, you know, and I had to do this raising my family as well. So it's worth it when you look at the success. And although I can't share the sad times, all of them here, but you can imagine it's not been easy, but you know, the Lord has been helping us.
You know, heaven help those who help themselves. You have to stand out before they will say who is standing. Thank you. That is a profound account that is quite inspiring.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Ugochukwu Nwaelele, I think listening to you, I am not really surprised. The only thing that would have surprised me is when I meet business people that are not inclined with education. So you coming out now to say that you're still in the educational system impressed me a lot, and that have made me understand that the goal we are even trying to set in African Town Hall via Leadership Hall is not proving abortive. We are grateful that you join us here. Before I come back to you, our viewers, this is a Leadership Hall in African Town Hall Television. And of course, you can join the conversation as we keep talking to Ugochukwu Nwaelele, who is an entrepreneur and currently Chief Executive Officer of Clarion Tech Service Nigeria and a board member for Africa International Distribution Associates, serving as Lagos State Coordinator for World Safety Organization. While typing your comment, question, or contribution, be very careful of a defamatory statement. You can join the conversation continuously following our Facebook pages and our WhatsApp, and of course the website, which is www.theafricantownhallmedia.com. Mr. Ugochukwu, this is a question I have for you. Starting business in Africa is quite challenging. And every African youth there comes to say that, oh, it is not all about idea. We have this idea is embedded in us, but then we don't have the support, we don't have the capital, we don't have what it takes to start. And of course, capital could be in cash, it could be in the form of raw materials. Now, you said you went on mission, I think with my calculation, if I'm not mistaken, 13, 14 years ago. And when you came back, it wasn't a bed of rosary, you know. No, I think with what you said, it wasn't something like somebody gave you millions. You started from the crash. So will you mind sharing with our African youth how you were able to overcome the challenges of capital to start this micro business that have become an international standard now? I will use the word international, not national, because with what you said, I think it's becoming international.
Well, my answer to this is the most important thing for every young man is to gain the trust of his family, or every youth is to get the trust of family and friends. Capital is not the main problem. You know, we live in a community, or we come from a society where we have lots of relatives, we have friends who are willing to help. You know, but if people do not trust you with what you do with the money or whatever assets they give you, they cannot give those assets to you. And so first, you need to be dependable. You need to show that whatever they give you, because nobody wants to waste his money. You know, and I've had to support other entrepreneurs coming up, and each time someone comes to me and say, I want to start this business, I need to so and so amount. The first question I'll ask is, okay, you need this money. What are you going to spend it on? And if you're not able to, you know, answer my questions, then I know you're going to waste the money. I wouldn't be glad, you know, throwing away hard-earned funds. And so the most important thing is that integrity is key. Let people trust you. Let people know that you can manage something. And there are lots of people who lose funds, I can tell you. I've seen friends, I've met associates, business colleagues who have lots of money. Most of them have approached me and, you know, what can we do? We want to buy shares in Clarentech, we want to buy shares in, and again, I have other businesses I've launched recently. I'll tell you more about that. But the most important thing is not finance in our society. The most important thing is be credible, be dependable, and then have a good business idea. Let what you are thinking or what you're bringing on board be something that is promising. Let it have a prospect. Nobody will want to waste his resources. And so let people trust you. You know, let people know you can deliver. And then the funds will come. The funds can come from family. It can come from friends. If your family trusts you, I tell you, a father can sell land and give you the money to start a business. If he knows you can turn it around, a brother can do anything to help you. That is the kind of society we come from. Church members are there, but you need to gain their trust. Let people know that they can trust you, you know, and you will not run away with their money. You will not waste it. You will not lavish the funds. Trust is key. It's critical in our society. And I can tell you that there are lots of monies out there. Once people, especially for startup, once people can trust you, you'll get it.
Okay, let's connect it to. Go ahead.
Okay, the banks will not give you money to start your business, but family and friends are there. Once they can trust you, they will. I've seen it
Okay.
severally.
Now let's connect it with this. Now, capital is another thing, and then you've talked about trust. Okay. Now, how can you relate trust with what drives someone's motive to establish the business? How can you connect the two together?
Well, you see, starting up a business first has to do with having an idea. Okay, you need to conceive the plan, and then you need to develop it. If it's not something you can do by yourself, and then you now begin thinking of extra financing or extra capital. Okay, and in business, you also need to have the resilience to be able to implement those plans and ideas. And so first, if you want to go into business or start something in our society, the most important thing is to see something viable. Okay, cite an opportunity. And then if it's something you can begin extra financing, people are able to know you can deliver and trust you, they would come in to support you. People, you have to tell your vision to another person. Yeah, and those who are financing you may want some interest or the other. Some want interest, some do not, but you have to prove to them that you have seen a vision, you sell that vision to them, and it's viable.
Okay, Francis Mberibe.
Okay. There's this problem we have with young people, especially even those who have finished their university education or at least their first degree. They spend years agonizing over employment. And we have the kind of country where we have, if I'm in most African countries, I'm sure it's like that. Nepotism is what is ruling. But from your own life, what will you recommend for African youth? Is it to go for employment of in salary jobs, or they should take their grind and look for self-employment and do what they have to do? What would be your recommendation?
Thank you very much, Sir Francis. My recommendation would be get good at what you do. None of this is easy. Entrepreneurship is not easy, I tell you. Getting employment is not easy. But if you get good at what you do, whatever it is, okay, you will excel. Now we have you can be a professional in any area of life. You could be a cobbler, you could make shoes and you're good at it. You can scale once you're good at it. If you decide that it's a career path you want to take, you choose a good career that you love and that is viable, you work hard at it, get the certifications necessary, get the requisite experience, because even businesses need professionals to drive them. And that is one area we are lacking, okay? And so it's not all about going into employment or being an entrepreneur. If you are not good at what you do as an entrepreneur, many businesses collapse, because someone thinks it's easy, he jumps into it. No, whatever strengths you have, get good at something and then establish on it. If you want to go into employment, get the necessary skills you need, get the necessary experience so that you can grow on the job. Okay, and even when you grow on the job, grow as a professional, you can also own businesses. You can buy shares into businesses and own businesses and become an entrepreneur. And so you must not start from scratch, but get good at what you do. If the unemployment, there are jobs. One thing I do too is HR consulting. And I can tell you there are jobs. And it takes us a lot of time to find competent skills to fill those vacancies. And so once people get specialized and get serious with what they do, they become relevant wherever they place themselves. Okay, so get good at what you do. At the end of the day, even if you take the professional route, you can still settle to become an entrepreneur. There are many ways to own a business. You mustn't start it from scratch. I've had to, okay, now, like when I launched into Ghana, I had to give shares to some people who I knew could help the company grow. These are people who have become competent in what they do, but I sold the vision to them and they bought into it. And so there are several ways to own businesses. Okay, get good at what you do, have a plan, know where you're going to, and work hard in it. You will achieve joy and peace and success at the peak.
Okay, still watching is our leadership hall on African Town Hall Television this morning with Ugochukwu Nwaelele, a strategic management consultant with over 11 years of practical hand-on experience in strategic business management in the West African region, and of course a CEO of Clarion Tech Service Nigeria. You can join the conversation by simply putting your question, contribution, or whatever comment you feel is appropriate on the chat bar. And as soon as we see it, we'll pull it up because it's indicating that we have a lot of people out there already watching the program. Mr. Ugochukwu, this is a question that is always causing, should I call it, a little bit confusion or fear in the heart of rising generation in Africa whenever they want to start business. And I was talking to a young lady a few weeks back who have dream of running was establishing a private school, and all of a sudden this dream she has many years, and all of a sudden I noticed that she began to say, I can no longer run this school. And I asked her a very simple question, why? She said it's not all about the capital now. Before she said capital, now it's not about capital, but now it's about the fear of managing staff. And I said, will you mind throwing more light on that? And then she said, her current madam is having a medical challenges that she doesn't want to disclose. And that is as a result of how to pay 200 staffs that she has in her company. And she takes drugs that cost 5,000 naira in a day. Now let's talk about this. How do you manage your staff, and how can you talk to rising generation in Africa to not be afraid, or what you can encourage them to do in terms of staff management? Let's deal with that now. Take your time on it.
All right. Basically, what I've had to do over time is to grow my people. Every good leader should reproduce himself in the organization. It's not just about getting goals achieved. If you are not able to reproduce yourself, then you fall sick. Because you can't do it alone, and you just have to trust people, but you need to trust serious people. So before you trust them, you build them. Don't be afraid to train people. I send my staff for training. I sit down and train them. And one thing that has helped me is that there's no area of all of the companies I manage, those I own, that I do not know. From front desk, I do front desk. Sometimes I sit at the front desk. Sometimes I go into train. I do the marketing. I do the work at night. Even web development, I do everything. I don't do it alone, but I know how to do them. And so this has helped me supervise. And so when I get you on board, we do the induction. I give you some mentorship, show you what to do, and I allow you work. From a distance, I supervise, but I hardly micromanage, except you need specialty. You need me to come close and watch you for a longer period. And so, but my strategy hasn't always been grow people, and then give them free hands to work. It can be wasteful sometimes, but you need to grow. Yeah, and so as you allow people to work, empower them, then you can move to something else. And because I know how to do practically everything, when you're giving me an excuse of how this will not work, I will give you other reasons and ways to do it. And so by the time you understand that you can always learn things from me, you will always fall back when you have difficulties. So I don't employ people and then I go and sit down. No, I'm the chief marketer in my company, because I don't believe that I can employ a marketer to sell my business. No, I have the vision, so I will sell it to you. I will sell to the manager, marketer, and I'll take the lead. And so I develop people, I grow them, and I empower them. And so it's not a problem. Well, at the beginning, you may have problem with finance to be able to pay the kind of professionals you need to run your business. And so, but here is the strategy. Get good people with good spirits, train them, empower them, and work with them. As the business grows, develop them, and until the time when you can hire experienced professionals, get them on board. But make sure you know your business, understand your business, okay? Not just how to spend, but understand the business, understand how it works, be part of the process, at least while you're young, until sometime when you retire, when you need to rest. The gray hair is coming. Right, so this has worked for me.
Okay, before we go into political aspects now, because that is where we are heading to, and we really love enough time to deal with that. And before I hand over to Francis Mengbe for that, I want to ask this question. Behind every successful man is a wise woman that counsel him during the night hour. And I'm not saying this because I have my co-presenter here. She has a very wonderful woman that I have always made a role model, wishing that in future my own spouse will be. And that is Sister Meribe herself. And I know that whatever Francis Meribe is now, I'm saying it on air, is because Sister Meribe is there. If you deny it, then I think after this broadcast, you have some query to give to us. Now, let's talk about your family. How are you able to manage business with family?
It's tough. It's tough. But at the backstage, like you said, my wife has always been there. This time I told you of in 2013 when I had to return to Nigeria, and then I got a job 3 weeks after my NYSC, and 5 weeks afterwards I got married. And so I had my dates set, and things were just working and clicking, and I was just moving. And so I had a plan. And so all I was waiting for was once the time gets there, the resources put together, and then I hit my goal. So goal setting has always been there. And so with my wife, she's been very supportive. This time I told you of, I had to work with her laptop, and because we needed to set up the business, I sold the company, we needed funds. So what I realized from that company in Ghana, I used it to rent an office, furniture, and other things. So I was left with my wife's laptop, which she was willing to give. And so at night, I'll do the graphics, designs. She will sit by me, and well, she is not a business person. Then she didn't really understand what I was doing, but she was just hoping, and being skeptical. But along the line, she began to trust my vision. She saw that it was working, and she has always been supportive. Then with the kids too, I'm trying hard because most times, especially with this COVID-19, that one has to work from home. You have a meeting, like they are banging the door now. You can hear them from the back. They want your attention, but you're here. Sometimes, okay, last night, my daughter came out and said she wants to rub powder. I should rub her powder. But I had an urgent mail to send. And so I had to manage. I paused the email and, applied the powder, and she was fine. So it's tough, you just have to learn how to make time for them, because in fact, the business can go, but your family is your family. And so I try hard to divide myself to give them the time. Yeah, it's tough, but you have to do it.
Okay, political system now. We're going to talk about that. But before then, viewers, please, we are talking with Ugochukwu Nwaelele, of course, a renowned entrepreneur who has been sharing for the past 30 minutes his life experience on how he got to where he is now. Remember, he did not start I will use the word, he did not start as maybe Donald Trump started, or any other person that was born with silver spoon there. He started just like the way you and I are currently struggling to set up business now. Now let's deal with politics. Francis Imberibe, we have a lot of things that is going on in politics, especially in African setting, and we really want to Ugochukwu Nwaelele to look into it for us and address African youth on that. I give you the chance to hit your question.
Okay, thank you. We would like to find out what you see as the current or future challenge in Africa in terms of the business environment, and what role the African youth can play now to correct this challenge that is drawing Africa backward.
Well, personally, I think I see more of opportunities than challenge.
Okay.
Each day I drive the streets of Lagos, I see lots of opportunities. In fact, interestingly, during this COVID-19, I've built 2 businesses. While others were running around, because I realized I have more time now to work. In Lagos, you drive 2 hours to work and 2 hours back. At the end of the day, you've wasted 4 hours. And so during the COVID-19 time, in fact, my life has been busy. This is the only time I had to sit at a place for 4 days. Since 2008, I've never sat in one place. It's been movement, and it's this time that I had time to rest, put my hands together. And while the whole thing was happening, I was busy building businesses. I launched one last week, a marketplace for specialized safety equipment, and it is going to be big because we'll spread it across. And the other one will be launched next month. So I see gold in the streets of Africa. I see gold everywhere. And so what our youths have to do is to have the eye to see these opportunities. They are there. In fact, I've decided that for the next 2 years, I'm going to close my eye, because I need to stop seeing and continue to build and establish the things I've seen so far. Well, the political environment is not that encouraging for entrepreneurs, but like I said, the most important thing is having that vision. Okay, see an opportunity in everything. For instance, looking at how it's going, in a couple of years, agriculture will be a very good business. So the youths need to start thinking of how to take advantage of this opportunity in agriculture. Technology is another place, unharnessed. Okay, and this was what led me to building the marketplace. Putting up a marketplace where importers and others can come and sell whatever they bring in. Okay, and so technology is another good place, and then education too. You see, a lot of, we're in the new normal, and going forward, a lot of skills will be required. So those who are able to find themselves into education would have a real cool market. Okay, so education is going to sell in Africa and Nigeria in the near future. Agriculture is going to sell. Technology is going to be good, and so let's have the eyes to see opportunities in these areas and establish on them. Take advantage of them. As an African, we can't depend so much in the political leadership, because, well, for me personally, I don't think I've never benefited from a grant or something, but they're out there. It's not as if I do not know they exist, but I don't believe in them. Okay, I see opportunities, I work at it, and God has been faithful. Okay, and so, but the thing is, we mustn't all told the same paths. Get good at what you do, because even the grants and loans, before you assess them, you would need to do your documentations right. You need to show evidence. This time around, where people are crying that there are no loans, sincerely, I've never seen a time in Nigeria that there are more loans than this time. Okay, but those who are in charge are waiting for you to do the necessary documentations. As a business owner, small business owner, you don't pay tax. Before you assess some of these things, they want to see your financial statements, they want to see your tax clearance. And so most times, we are the ones keeping ourselves down. Okay, we do not do some certain small things. But if as business owners, no matter how little it is, we get ourselves right with governments and all they put in place, there are opportunities. I see opportunities rather.
Okay, and I want to find out if you have an idea of something that the rising generation, the young people of Africa can do to change the way things are in the political space. You mentioned clearly that there's not reasonable encouragement coming from there for business people, and I'm sure some people are looking at that as their challenge. It is a good thing you are seeing beyond all of that. But is there anything a rising generation person, a youth, can begin to do today, including participation in politics, that can help rearrange that narrative that is there?
Thank you very much. I would say get involved. Okay, let's get involved. I lived in Nigeria after I returned for some time without having a PVC, and so, but over time I had to get it. Let's get involved. Let's if your votes do not count, they won't buy it, they won't pay for it. And so because it counts, that's why they are buying it. We have vote buying and other things going on. So let's get involved. And personally, I do not have political ambitions, but I'm willing to support and available to support good individuals who I know can change things in our society. And so let's get involved at whatever level. Good people should come out, and young people should come out and fight for positions. Nigerians are smarter now. You can see what happened in Edo State at that time. Although there was this young lady who was coming in, Edith, but along the way, they pulled her out because of their own gains. But if we continue to push, if we continue to press and get involved, then someday in the near future we would succeed. The youth will take over this economy and make things better.
Okay, take it away.
Thank you so much. Let's deal with this particular question. Okay, over the years in Africa, the leaders currently who are aged have not had this trust on youth. They keep telling you, we, the rising generation, don't have past experience. We have no record of war, the First World War, Second one, even to the one we've not even known about. And because we don't have experiences of those wars, they felt that we don't know what government is all about, and we are not prepared. Of course, coupled with a lot of challenges that is distracting youth now. Now to you, what perception do you have about youth in time of being capable to lead Africa, starting from the executive arm of government to the legislative arms and then to the judiciary? Let's talk about that.
Well, it was a funny one when you say we don't have experience in fighting wars. I know that our current head of state is a retired military man, but you can see what is happening in the north.
Sorry, before you go on. Sorry, hello,
Yeah.
sorry, before you go on. The impression is they see us, I'm talking about the rising generation, not them. They see us youth, that we don't have the experience of war. And because we don't have the experience of war, we cannot tell what today will bring, and neither do we have good notion for future. And again, they are seeing all these side distractions, such as hip hop music, those things that distract youth, as things that are still not making us prepared. Therefore, they don't trust us. They don't see us as being capable to handle the executive arms of government, the legislative, and the judiciary. Now, my question is, what is your perception? What is your notion about this?
Well, my perception is that we have credible youths, okay? But the thing is, are they getting involved? Okay, how many of these youths are getting involved? And most times too, some of the youths that should get involved are being carried away. Yes, you're right. Like, I think yesterday the Big Brother show ended. I didn't watch that for one day. I have too many important things to do than sitting down to watch Big Brother. Okay, and so our youth should be focused. Let's focus on things that are important. And over time, you see, the political leaders of today do not need to have our trust to entrust us with anything. If we are focused and able to bring results and deliver results, have the society trust us, if we come out, definitely other youths will rally around and help us. Okay, my perception is that every youth needs to get serious and get involved to change the narrative. I am being involved from one area. My own area is to support those good youths who come out. But let's have some serious people. I could look back. I wouldn't want to mention names to the last during the last presidential election. There were some good young people, and so, but the Nigeria is a robust society, and so, but our youth needs to come out. Let's learn that we can vote and our votes will count. Let's learn that we need to take over the leadership of this country, and as we understand that and get involved, vie for political positions, we would get it. We will get it. The narrative is changing gradually. I believe that in other states, going by what happened in other states recently, in other states, people will buckle up and come out in their numbers to vote.
Okay, now you talked about them getting involved. They should get focused. And over the years, we'll be hearing this from a lot of intelligent personnel like you in the society. Will you mind giving us examples? Like, how should youth get involved? Let's take them, as you can give us 2 or 3 examples.
Well, basically, I know the political parties have card membership. Okay, how many of our youths are members of these political parties? You see, you need to be involved, attend meetings, know what they are doing, okay, and then come out. You can't sit somewhere and someday you want to contest for an election, you come out and expect to have the party flag. It doesn't work that way. It's every political party is an institution, and so those with ambition should get in, buy the cards, be members, make contributions in meetings, participate in the activities, and gradually you grow up the ranks. Okay, but these are things that we don't find our youth doing. Instead of them doing important things like this, we're busy with the shows and music and other things. Okay, there are more important things to spend our times and not just waste them with unproductive activities.
Thank you, Francis Mberibe.
Okay, thank you. This has been some eye-opening discussion, and we appreciate the time you're able to make to be here with us. Do you have, from my own angle, is there any final thoughts of something you could chip in to help the next young man? Because that's where the problem is lying. The next young man who may be dreaming, struggling, he doesn't know what to do. You have said a lot of things they can do, but is there one more thing you could add to enable them get out of their seats?
Well, for every young person out there, sorry, I didn't get you. The last part.
Okay. Yes. Okay. No, the last part is, what is that last one thing that you can say now? One more thing you can say that can help them get out of their butt, their seat, and take action.
Great. I would encourage every young person out there to brace up and take their future up by themselves. Not sit back, not having the entitlement syndrome or dependency syndrome. Get up and go to work. Okay? It's not about the money, the capital, like we identified earlier on. Get up. You see, people want to succeed, but they would be in bed till 10 a.m. They would sit in their homes and browse Facebook from morning till night. That's not the way forward. If you want to be online, go to YouTube and learn skills. If you have data to play around, go and learn skills online. There are lots of free programs running out there. Every youth should have a skill. Learn something. People are giving these skills for free. Learn a skill, practice them, find internship opportunities. Now, one mistake that graduates or youth do as well is when they graduate, they want to get a job that would give them a private car and give them a house. No, those are storybooks. It's our Nigerian movies. They don't work that way. Okay, you need to, if you have a degree, you need to find internship opportunities if available. In fact, funds, payment is the last thing to consider. What you need is experience. I had one of my staff recently. I think last year she came in. She has her master's degree from Ukraine, but she came in as an intern. Okay, she wasn't so much concerned about the pay. She was interested in experience, and she got the experience. And now I don't want her to go. We've retained her. And so most youths should learn to provide free service. Get a skill and volunteer. Out of volunteering, then the opportunities will come, the experience will come, and then you can continue growing from there. And never sit back and say, I have a degree, so I've gotten it, or no. Continue to go to school. Continue to improve, sharpen your skills. Learn new things every day. I have IT skills. The only IT class I've attended is the 3 months I did on how to repair computers. But today I do more than that. I do things online. If I manage the Google ads for my company, I manage the Facebook ads and other things. And so learn as much skills as you can, look for volunteer opportunities, grow your CV, grow your skill and experience, and be good at what you do. If you're looking for ways to be employable, build your experience. Okay, if you want to go to entrepreneurship, of course, you must bring in something on board. Learn something that will deliver value. Entrepreneurship is about finding a problem and finding a solution to that problem. That's it. Once you identify a problem and you have a skill that will solve that problem, then you're in, and you have good behavior, then you can source funds from family and friends and get on it. So whichever route one decides to take, be serious at it, acquire skills, and get going. Take your future in your hand and work towards it.
Okay, thank you so much. I want to ask you, maybe I will call it a last question. Will you mind telling us yourself now what your company is into, and then the name of the company, so that we'll have the right pronunciation for it?
Okay, great. So Clarion Tech Services, which is the mother company, it's a management consulting firm. We do human resource management. Basically, we do more of certification, okay? We have over 500 courses with local and international certifications. We've trained dozens of HR professionals and helped them get certified. We do safety training and certifications. We have partnership with World Safety Organization. We also provide safety audits and documentation. We provide HR services as well. And we are also partners with PCB, Professional Evaluation and Certification Board, to do audits. I am an ISO auditor, and so we audit organizations and help them gain ISO certifications for whatever standards they want, 9,001, but 5,001, be it whatever standards they want. So that is Clarion Tech. Now, another company I run is African Distributions International. What the company is into is finding big companies overseas who want to come into Africa. And so we partner with them and help them sell their products. Currently, we represent Lifetime in West Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, and Ivory Coast. And we represent Stuff Boom. They're into safety devices that take care of water hyacinths, and then we just launched our HSC shop to sell safety equipment of all kinds. The shop safetyequipment.com. We'll be doing more publicity on that in a few weeks. It will sell all form of safety equipment and safety gadgets, from fire extinguishers to hard hats, boots, hand gloves, shields, and whatever it is. Okay, and so that is coming. And then the last business, I won't tell you about it until you will see it when it gets launched. Okay, that one is loading and it's coming soon. So these ones are up and running for now, and we are growing and expanding. We are doing it in Nigeria, and we are trying to spread to other African countries. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Nice having you on the show. Francis Mberibe, I think it's time we wrap up. Do you have anything, or should I go? Okay. Thank you. Our viewers, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. They said the best profile you can actually give is the autobiography profile itself. And Ugochukwu Nwaelele have already spoken to us by himself. And if you have any interest in all these businesses that he have outlined, just follow him up on his Facebook page, or you can connect us. We African Town Hall Media will find a way to lead you to him. So, Mr. Ugochukwu Nwaelele, please, thank you for joining us, and we would like you to share this video on your downline, because now African youth needs to learn from practical experiences, and that is why we need people like you here, so that you can talk live. They wouldn't say that, oh, we just wrote it or craft it and bring it on air. You are here live now, so it's a challenge to you, and also a responsibility as well as commitment to share it to your downline. And then if you equally have another person that have this ideology of yours, please bring such person on stage. We'll be glad to talk to the person in public. The conversation of this program continue on Watch Party as soon as we leave here, which will start immediately for you to watch the slides that you missed when you joined the conversation. At the Watch Party, you are equally given the opportunity to also send your feedback to us, so that we can be able to get your questions, your comments, or any anything that's troubling you on this program answered. You can continue the conversation at www.theafricantownhallmedia.com. For now, we will let you go, Ugochukwu Nwaelele. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brian. Thank you, Mr. Francis. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Oh, Bright, isn't that awesome?
It's quite okay, very nice, and I keep learning every day. But one of these things he said that I love so much is the wife aspect, and that was why before I asked that question, I put you on stage, and I was waiting for you to say no, that Sister Meribe is not the one, so that you have some questions to ask.
How could I say no when she is at the head of making sure everything works out well in the family? She is awesome as far as that is concerned. And when they say behind every successful man, there's always a woman, and I am one of those who vote for that.
I thought you would have fallen into my trap, so that you have a 2-page questionnaire to answer. But okay. Okay, we'll join the conversation on Wednesday edition. Thank you, Africans, for viewing, and good morning to you. Do have a pleasant day.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming, and it's been a pleasure.